To become a nonprofit that positions itself to be able to raise funds, it's simple, but it's not easy. Allow me to give you 5 different categories that you need to consider in order to be able to position yourself to raise funds and become a donor darling. The last one is the most important one, so I suggest you watch till the end of this video. We're gonna talk in 5 seconds.
We were,
and then the environment was cleaned up.
First time I was hearing about this stuff. Wow. It was totally new to me.
With Social Impact Consulting. Hello, my name is Efwa Ede from Social Impact Consulting. We're a development consultancy firm that looks to maximize social impact. If you like what you're watching, please like and subscribe to this channel. Click on the bell notification so that you can be notified of upcoming videos. Now back to the topic. In order for you to position yourself to be able to raise funds, we're looking at 5 different categories. 1. Organizational identity. Who are you? What is your vision? What is your mission? What do you stand for as an organization? What is your thematic area? You need to consider all of these things in terms of knowing who you are as an organization, knowing your story. Most successful organizations, the founders are excellent storytellers. To be able to say, okay, this is how I identify the problem that my community needs. This is how I plan to tackle this solution, or this is how we're tackling the solution. So that is your organizational identity. In order for you to track it, what is your vision? What is your mission? What is your objective? How do you communicate this information to your stakeholders? And who are your stakeholders? Your board, your staff, your volunteers, and your the demographic of people that you're dealing with. So you need to know who you are as an organization and effectively communicate what you're doing. Number 2, institutional capacity. Do you have the capacity to be able to implement the programs and projects? Do you have the capacity to be able to show your donors and prove to them that they can trust you with their funds? So in order for you to look at your institutional capacity, you need to be able to have good corporate governance, excellent programs, and administration. I have an ebook webinar combo that covers this in extreme detail. If you want more information about that, you can click on the link in the description so that you can register. So with corporate governance, you need to have your board. They need to meet regularly. You need to have your minutes, and there needs to be a strategy that they're tracking to make sure that the organization is meeting its vision and mission. Your programs. Most for-profits sell products and services. Non-profits sell programs and impact. So what kind of programs are you running? Are you a humanitarian organization that just offers various things for, a demographic of people? Do you give out food? Do you give out palliatives? Do you give out money? What do you do as an organization? Or do you provide skill acquisition programs so that you are able to empower stakeholders to be able to fend for themselves? So these are things you need to think about in terms of running your programs. And how are you able to track the people that you are serving? And how are you able to even do a longitudinal study so that you know the impact of the work that you're doing as an organization? So that's your programming. Then administration. Do you have the right staff? Do you have the right human resources? Do you have the right financial resources or material resources to be able to run your programs? These are things that you need to look at in order to now position yourself to raise the funds that you need, okay? So that is institutional capacity. The next category you need to look at is, what types of funds am I looking at? The first one is restricted funding. Restricted funding are funds you get from an institution or a type of organization, a grant-making organization that is earmarked for a program. Because when you're having a conversation with a grant-making organization, You all are trying to find a place of synergy in terms of meeting up with their strategy on the number of people they want to reach and meeting up with your vision and mission. So it's an exchange of value, okay? So once they give you money, you need to be able to give them the value, which is the programs that you're going to run and the impact and the output and the impact that you're going to give them. So that is what restricted funding is. If you want more information about the types of restricted funding, I have an online course called NGO Fundraising for Social Impact. So to get more details about that, you need to click on the link in the description to register. The next is unrestricted funding. Unrestricted funding is where your creativity comes in, okay? You're now looking at having events and having campaigns. You see like the Avon Walk for Breast Cancer, even going locally, the Radio Foundation has Out on a Limb, and various other organizations have events to be able to raise funds. So you can look at various ways that work for you to be able to appeal to stakeholders to give you money. I have various other videos on how to attract individual donors that can give you an idea of what individual donors look for in partnering with organizations. You can click on the link in the cards and you can watch that video as well. If you want more information about unrestricted funding, you can also click on the link in the description for the online course that I conduct, which is NGO Fundraising for Social Impact. Click on the link in the description to be able to register. The next is a fundraising plan. There's a saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You need to have an exact amount you need, say per year, to be able to meet the impact that you want to meet as an organization. So for example, if you want to reach 1,000 youth and you need $100,000 to make it happen, you could say, okay, 60% of that money I'm going to use for restricted funding and 40% will be unrestricted funding. These are the institutions I'm going to reach, write proposals to, and have conversations with. And these are the programs that I'm projecting for them to fund. And then unrestricted funding, these are the events and the campaigns we're going to host. And this is what we're hoping to raise. So these are the plans that you need to have within your fundraising plan. If you want more information about your fundraising plan, please click on the link in the description to register for NGO Fundraising for Social Impact. If you like what you've watched right now, please like and subscribe to this channel and click on the bell notification so that you're notified of our upcoming videos. I'll see you in the next video.